Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the prehistoric oceans to meet a creature that looked remarkably like a modern dolphin, but lived millions of years before them. Get ready to explore the fascinating world of the Ichthyosaurs, the true fish lizards of the Mesozoic era. You might hear dinosaur age and immediately think of T-Rex or Triceratops roaming the land. But beneath the waves, a completely different, yet equally spectacular drama was unfolding. The oceans were ruled by massive marine reptiles, and among the most successful and widespread were the Ichthyosaurs. These weren't dinosaurs, but a separate group of reptiles that made a daring return to the sea. Their story begins around 250 million years ago, in the early Triassic period. The earliest Ichthyosaurs were more lizard-like, with long, flexible bodies and feet that were only just beginning to transform into paddles. They probably swam by undulating their bodies, much like modern sea snakes or eels. But evolution had big plans for them. Over millions of years, they underwent one of the most incredible transformations in the fossil record. Fast forward to the Jurassic period, and you'd find Ichthyosaurs that were masters of the marine environment. Their bodies had become perfectly streamlined and torpedo-shaped. Their limbs had evolved into efficient, flipper-like paddles for steering. They developed a powerful, crescent-shaped tail fin, much like a tuna or a shark, which propelled them through the water with incredible speed and agility. And perhaps most strikingly, many developed a long snout filled with sharp, conical teeth and a prominent dorsal fin on their back. If you saw one break the surface, you'd be forgiven for thinking it was a dolphin. This is a classic example of what we call convergent evolution, where unrelated species independently evolve similar traits because they have to adapt to similar environments or lifestyles. The dolphin and the ichthyosaur are separated by over 90 million years, yet they arrived at a very similar body plan for life as a fast-swimming marine predator. So, what was life like for an ichthyosaur? Well, they were incredibly diverse. They ranged in size from just a couple of feet long to absolute giants. The largest known ichthyosaur, a species of Shastasaurus, could reach lengths of over 20 meters, or 65 feet. That's longer than a sperm whale, making it one of the largest marine animals of all time. These giants were likely filter feeders, or suction feeders, gulping down vast quantities of smaller prey like fish and squid. Most ichthyosaurs, however, were active hunters. Their large eyes, some of the largest relative to body size of any animal ever, suggest they were visual predators. These enormous eyes, supported by a bony ring, called a sclerotic ring, would have allowed them to see clearly in the dim light of the deep ocean, hunting for squid-like belemnites, ammonites, and fish. Their long jaws, packed with those sharp teeth, were perfect for snapping up slippery prey. They were the cheetahs of the sea, built for speed and precision. One of the most amazing discoveries about ichthyosaurs relates to how they had babies. Reptiles typically lay eggs, right? But laying eggs in the open ocean is a tricky business. So, what did ichthyosaurs do? They evolved to give live birth. We know this for a fact because paleontologists have found incredible fossils of mother ichthyosaurs with the skeletons of babies preserved inside their bodies, some even caught in the very act of being born. This was a monumental adaptation that completely severed their ties to the land, allowing them to spend their entire lives in the water. The babies were typically born tail first, just like modern whales and dolphins, to prevent them from drowning during birth. This level of detail from the fossil record is just mind-blowing. For over 150 million years, ichthyosaurs were a dominant force in the world's oceans. They thrived through the Triassic and Jurassic periods, but as we move into the Cretaceous period, their numbers begin to dwindle. Why? The exact reasons are still debated by scientists. It was likely a combination of factors. The oceans were changing. New, more efficient predators were emerging, like the massive mosasaurs and plesiosaurs, who may have outcompeted them for food, or even preyed on them directly. Climate change and shifts in ocean chemistry during the mid-Cretaceous may have also disrupted the marine food webs that the ichthyosaurs depended on. By about 90 million years ago, long before the asteroid impact that wiped out the non-avian dinosaurs, the last of the ichthyosaurs had vanished from the seas. Their incredible reign was over. They disappeared from the fossil record, leaving behind a legacy of adaptation and success that spanned an immense stretch of geologic time. Their story is a powerful reminder that evolution isn't a simple ladder of progress. It's a complex branching tree with incredible forms rising and falling as the world changes around them. The Ichthyosaurs were a stunning evolutionary success story. They were reptiles that conquered the ocean, transforming themselves into sleek, powerful swimmers that mirrored the dolphins of our own time. They ruled the ancient seas with speed and grace, raising their young in the open water and hunting in the dark abyss. So next time you see a dolphin leaping from the waves, take a moment to remember its ancient counterpart, the Ichthyosaur, a testament to the incredible and often surprising pathways that life can take. They weren't dinosaurs, but they were every bit as awe-inspiring. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. I hope you found the world of ichthyosaurs as fascinating as I do. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you won't miss our next deep dive into the prehistoric world. Let me know in the comments what ancient creature you'd like to learn about next. Until then, stay curious.